What the hell happened and why should we care? You read the title, it'll have everybody's name in it. I'm not sure if this is going to make it any clearer. So let's do this. Two Trump appointees or Trump minions. One of them is running the CDC or something like that, Dr. Robert Redfield. And another one is some peon named Dr. Paul Alexander. Dr. Paul Alexander sent an email August 8th to Alex Azar, somebody else in the CDC or something like that. I don't even know the pecking order. And the content of it is approximately this. We don't have the actual original, or we do. And I'm going to read this back to you as presented. And you can decide whether or not this is something you would listen to if you worked at the CDC. Remember, you're a person working at the CDC who's dealing with a virus that's happening during the Trump presidency. The Uber boss in the CDC or whatever is a Trump appointee. And then you see that there's this email being, reposted everywhere, including apparently going to people's emails accounts when they're not working at the CDC. And this is what you read when you open it. CDC tried to report as if once kids get together, there will be spread and this will impact school reopening. Well, whoever got the idea that a bunch of kids getting together, like high school and grade school kids, as well as maybe college students, if they ever get together, there'd be outbreaks of head colds and flu. And that you should use that as a model and a basis for figuring out that it might spread COVID-19. This is what's implied here. I mean, who the fuck ever thought that would happen? I mean, we've all been in high school and grade school. We all know that the safest place on earth to stay away from a head cold or a virus of any kind, especially any flu-like symptoms, is to hide at a school, because it's a magic place that suddenly diseases don't transport in when you have inadequate ventilation and you're crammed into rooms. It's totally fucking awesome. Totally true. And nobody's ever closed a school due to an outbreak of any kind. Ever. This is the only year that's happened. Of course that's true. And then anybody saying anything different is a lying little shit. Very misleading of the CDC, he says. Saying that kids getting together would cause school reopening problems because the communicable diseases aren't communicable to children. You've heard that meme, right? Or that it happens less in a school somehow, right? Everybody went to school and found that out. Wow, this magic place I can go to hide from all the diseases. I should just camp out at the school. It's magic. Shame on the CDC for telling people this horrible idea that kids getting together at school might spread the disease, because then they go home and spread it among their family members, and the locus aboard, the locus of a school might cause the spread of diseases. That's never happened with impetigo and cooties and every other communicable disease, and whooping cough and measles, rubella. No, we don't have 100 fucking years of recorded history to look back on, bare minimum, to maybe come to a simple conclusion like this. No, our doctor, what kind of doctor? Paul Alexander here doesn't believe in communicability in a community spread situation. No, that's poppycock. Their aim is clear at the CDC. This is designed to hurt President Trump for their reasons, which I'm not interested in. This is the email this fucker sent to the CDC demonstrating that doctor must be doctor of boozology or something. I don't fucking know what he's... Every medical person you see who literally just ignores facts, and if you believe that they are on your side, on the side of public health or just sanity, if you really believe that a doctor hanging up his fucking Hippocratic oath to say shit like this should be given respect, seriously, go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, kids are immune to it, and then we get dead kids every couple of weeks now. They're less likely to die from it, but not that much less. And honestly, I'm not even sure about that. I'm pretty sure they're fairly likely to die from it. I think maybe we just take better care of our kids than we do ourselves. But anyway, seriously, none of you ever went to school to find out that he's wrong. None of you have ever had kids to know that he was wrong. And none of you have ever worked in a school. So all of you are literally, you're all baby Jesus. You were born No. You'd have to be born as a grown. You're all clones. So anyway, this email showed up in people's inbox in the CDC. It was passed around. Maybe it was passed around as a joke. But this guy's literally dead ass telling the CDC that they're deliberately doing something politically motivated by telling people something that we've known for 100 fucking years. That if you have kids going back and forth to school, the school will become a locus or or a concentrated point where people will transfer diseases back and forth. Because that literally happens every fucking cold and flu season. It happens when people go back to school. We have a back to school rule. In some parts of the country, kids go to school not during cold and flu season. You know that, right? There's some of them that start their school year at weird timings in other countries too. And as soon as they go back to school, they have a cold and flu season caused by it. This is understood. But cold and flu season is actually much worse for specific types. But you do understand that. No, maybe you don't. Anyway. Now, what did Robert Redfield say in response to this? He has said that he instructed his CDC staff to ignore Mr. Paul or Dr. Paul Alexander's email. Now, as well as this, referring maybe to child immunity or whatever, this didn't affect a report or alter it or delay a report on the subject matter concerning COVID-19 in children and community spread and or immunity. Because it didn't. Because number one, I'm going to say something pretty simple. Him telling you to ignore this goes without saying. Next, what the fuck would this say other than, I'm a politically motivated twit that doesn't like that this makes the president look bad because it's happening on his watch? And if I worked at the CDC, I would be told to ignore this because I wouldn't want people to think that Mr. Paul Alexander is an incompetent moron who should never discuss medical subjects. Again, I don't know what doctorate he has. I've run into people who have doctors of literally mixology and called themselves doctor something and gave medical advice. They all need to be punched hard in the balls. Anyway, another person, totally unrelated, Charlotte Kent, said someone who's redacted, probably her immediate supervisor, said that Dr. Michael F. Lademirko said that Dr. Robert Redfield said delete that August 8th email because that was originally sent to Alex Azar. Now, if you were told to ignore an email from an idiot and read it, would you have deleted it? What if you were 1, 2, 3 layers between you and the CDC director or whatever? And in that area, someone just said, just delete the fucking thing. It's stupid. Again, I want you to read that. I'm not even sure that's the real email. I mean, it's sort of like Hillary's emails. It's not like when someone sends an email, there's literally hundreds or maybe thousands of copies of it that people could use that they might just forward. Hey, look at this idiot telling us that we don't know what we're doing and getting mad that Trump looks bad because a virus attacked the planet. He's literally, the Antichrist and we're having the plagues. Ha ha ha. Nobody ever forwards an email. No one ever receives an email from Hillary. That's how she can succeed in erasing things. Hey, wait a minute. Wasn't the original complaint she was sending and receiving emails that had secure data? If she was able to delete all of them, that would mean either A, she never sent them, which means there was no security violation, or B, she failed to erase them. That's how they got the rest of them, because they just found everybody she ever sent and received email from, because she's a blabbermouth. She's guilty of erasing evidence, but we got all of it. So that would mean you could prove that she was guilty of something. Okay, but there's no proof of guilt, so you have to claim something was successfully erased. But that means that she never sent it, which means she can't be guilty of spreading information if you can't find it, because if she sent it, she has no ability to delete it from someone else's system. Now you're creating some bizarro universe where she's an uber hacker. Hillary Clinton's an idiot. So is Dr. Paul Alexander. I hope it's a mixology degree. So anyway, Charlotte Kent made an assertion that someone told her to delete something, and that somehow this has to have a chain of command through 2 other people at minimum. She won't name one of them. That goes back to Dr. Robert Redfield, when it was an email that's basically somebody insulting the entirety of the CDC and accusing them of lying about something that's been a medical fact for over 100 years. I wouldn't delete it. I'd post it on Facebook with a picture of him with a hot dog sticking out of his mouth. Anyway, I don't really believe that that Dr. Robert Redfield, I guess he's somebody in the CDC, maybe it's the head, who was appointed by Trump. I don't really believe he actually told them to erase anything. I think when it was one of the middle level manager people did, and Mr. Redacted is probably the one who said to delete it. They're all taking heat for it because it looks like they're covering up for Trump or his idiot, Dr. Paul Alexander, who is an idiot. If you're watching, Paul, you're an idiot. Idiot. So anyway, let's review. This is more denialism from Trump heads. Okay. And then we got Democrats saying that this is proof that Redfield told them to erase something. No. If even one of them shows a message or an email or a memo or a voicemail that says, just ignore it, and that's it, he stated that he said that, they'd have to show an example of being told to erase it. And so far, Charlotte Kent has only implicated 1, 2, 3 other people unrelated or directly related in sequence, and won't tell us which one on the first layer, which is the suspicious point. So again, Dr. Paul Alexander's a moron who denies science, medicine, and everything else, and tells people at the CDC, shame on you for repeating something we've known about for 100 years. It's all about making Trump look bad. It's not that we're being hit with literally a global pandemic and Trump is not fucking important. And Dr. Robert Redfield said he told them to ignore it. He didn't say erase it. And if they did, which is what I would do, or I'd post it and make fun of the asshole, that's not on him. Oh, if you came here looking for the Republicans or the Democrats winning an argument concerning Mr. Redfield, I don't think you're going to find one. I couldn't find any examples of anybody saying anything else except Charlotte Kent. And Charlotte Kent might have been told to do that by somebody, but them passing the buck uphill, I'm pretty sure that's not really real. Otherwise, everybody would have erased it. And it doesn't look like something that people would share except to make fun of. I mean, really. You guys are trying to report that kids can spread diseases at school. I don't like that because it makes Trump look bad. Literally, this is. So I'll put down Dr. Paul Alexander's history and data below if anybody cares. Personally, I say fuck him. Bye. Good luck. Good day.